seeing if this works. I've never done this multi-stream thing before, so let me just see if it catches up here. Let me pull up my second monitor to make sure that everything works. Let's see, I should go here. I can close these. Yeah, YouTube says I'm live, so hello. And what I want to try is just to see if this also works. I never tried this, so Stream Manager. It says I'm live. Wow, okay, that works. Good morning, Amarte. The only thing that I probably should do is pop out this chat to make sure that I can actually see the chat like this. That's fine. I should probably do it a bit like this. I figured I've been a Twitch affiliate for years, but I barely stream. So I was like, okay, why not? Let's add Twitch chat as well. And I can probably also pop out this one, right? Yep. I should probably not put it behind the the camera here, but I should probably do the overlay stuff at some times. Nice map. Nice. So yeah, that works. It was easier than I thought. The only thing is for YouTube, I think we, let me see. You have a channel manager. So you can, what I normally do is like I prepare a stream so that I can set up all the text and what do you call it? Like a thumbnail and the title and links and everything. So I need to look up how, because I just started the normal streaming and then added the Twitch one secondary. I also configured YouTube there, but I figured that would make it wrong. Is this the right Twitch title? Probably not, because I haven't configured anything. So I need to, let me see where I can do this. Stream Manager. That's a good thing. Yeah, this is not the correct stream name. Let's see. How do I change this? Quick actions. Here. Advent of Code 2024, day 7 in C#, and the name was Bridge Repair. Boom. This should be software and game development. Let's just first make sure that this is correct. Let's see what else is there. Winterfest, tags, Advent Code 2024, sure. Advent of Code. Hey, Amate is also on Twitch. Welcome. Do you guys prefer Twitch or YouTube, by the way? My original idea was to like get to a monetization level on YouTube so that I could justify spending more time creating content, because then there would be able to make like a few cents of revenue there. Smap says he prefers Twitch. Yeah, well, yeah, I can understand, because there's like the whole rating stuff. Streaming feels more natural on Twitch, but it's easier to monetize. Oh, not truly. Like if you monetize your community, but we're 4 people here, so I just figured it was it's good to try both. But yeah, let me see if there's anything that I need to do. Content classification. Nope. 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 Okay, that's also good. I think this is fine. I don't know yet. I usually watch streams on YouTube, but it lags a lot. I have to refresh the page every couple of minutes. We'll see how it's going here. Okay. I also have a warning, like in my, if I go to Streamlabs, I have a warning, but it doesn't show me what. Probably, maybe the bitrate is too high or too low. Or... So yeah. I still need to make sure that I, Let's make this small. So this is very janky. I used to have like a Streamlabs overlay that worked better, that you could configure. I should probably look at that and make sure that I make a nice layout. I also made like overviews and fades, and I have a Stream Deck that I haven't plugged in 3 years, I think. So I might need to take some time this week to just set everything up. Okay. I guess let's see how today is going. Bridge repair. The historians take you to a familiar rope bridge over a river in the middle of the jungle. The chief isn't on this side of the bridge, though maybe he's on the other side. When you go to cross the bridge, you notice a group of engineers trying to repair it. Apparently it breaks pretty frequently. You won't be able to cross it until it's fixed. You ask how long it will take. The engineers tell you it only needs a final calibration, but some young elephants were playing nearby and stole all the operators from their calibration equations. They could finish the calibrations only if someone could determine which test values could possibly be produced by placing any combination of operators into their calibration equations, your puzzle input. For instance, okay. Smap says, I've got new broadband coming on Monday. I'm hoping all of my speed problems will disappear. Ah, yeah. For me, I will get fiber on Tuesday, if everything goes according to plan. But it's been like in the works for, I don't know, 2 years. So I'm not holding out too much hope. But yeah, they should come and pick up my driveway and put fiber there and bring it inside. I've had like all the fiber equipment for a while, so it would be nice. But I'm currently at the office, so I won't have fiber here though. Should probably get it here as well, but yeah, it's such a headache to get everything going. So those darn elephants are messing with our progress. Let's see, we have some inputs here. Each line represents a single equation. The test value appears before the colon on each side. It's your job to determine whether the remaining numbers can be combined with operators to produce the test value. Smap says should be going from about 10 down, 1 up to 920, 920. So that's almost gigabits full duplex. Yeah, that's nice. 10 Mbit down is a bit, it's okay. I mean, it's a lot better than we had used in the old days, but for modern times, I can understand that you might want a little bit more. Boom, 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 boom. Operators are always evaluated left to right, not according to precedence rules. Furthermore, numbers in the equations cannot be rearranged. Glancing into the jungle, you can see elephants holding 2 different types of operators, the plus and the multiply. Only 3 of the above equations can be made true by inserting operators. Let's see, has only one position that accepts an operator between 10 and 19. Choosing plus would give 29, multiply, okay. This is pretty straightforward. The engineers just need the total calibration result, which is the sum of the test values from just the equations that could possibly be true. In the above example, the sum of the test values for the 3 equations listed above is that. Determine which equations could possibly be true. What is that total calibration result? Okay. Pretty straightforward. Let's close this. Let's duplicate day 0. We make this day 7. Still the janky way. I still haven't coded something like to add another day. Yesterday I forgot to update this one, so when I ran it the first time, boom, invalid input. So yeah, let's do this. We do input dot split by and first 2 lines, select split by. We do it by our separator here, and then we can do as int.parse x, and the second one will be x dot split actually split by ASCII white space as int32s. This is fine. So we have this will be a list use this operator. So we do a list of int total, and then we have a list of int values, and this will be our parsed. So we have input, 2 lines, the first one, and then we do an int parse, and for the second one we take them as numbers. Boom. Okay. So now we have our operators. Let me think. Basically, this is a list. I'll just code it right here because I don't know what part 2 will be. So let's do this. For each var entry and parsed. So this one would be a zip, and we need to do all permutations there. Let me think. So we do int, we can do long by the way, sum, int total, int basically this should be like a queue probably. Queue of int total, and then this. I can just write this here. Let's see. This, and then we can do q.append, and then we do 0, no, actually we can take the first value, and we need to have a target, int target, in total in values. So we do q.add append. We do entry.total, then we do 0, then we do, now we take the first one actually, we do var first is entry.values 0, yes, so we do first, and then we do entry.values. Can we do it like this? I haven't used this notation yet. So now we do while q.count live in 0. Actually, you can probably do any, right? For test is q put dq, and if test dot values that count larger than 1, This means that we can have another step to process. If our values is 1, we can just test the outcome. So we do var first is test with values that. So we do int sum is test the total plus first. If sum equals test dot target valid, else if sum smaller than test dot target q more. And we do the same for the plus. So int null is test of total times first. If null equals test of target valid, else if null smaller than target q more. So this would be q.append. We need to actually do sum here. And we need to take the next one, so entry dot values 1, and then we need to let's see, because we're taking the current one, we process that with the next against that one. So if we process this one, we take the next value and pass these in. Is that correct? I also need to test here if like this, larger than 2. Otherwise we won't have anything to process. Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. Because this one is added, then we need to process this one. This one is fine. I wonder, this can be an empty list, so that is fine. And this one actually needs to be larger than 0. No, it always needs to be larger than 0. Okay, let me get back to that in a bit. Because my thinking is you only queue it if there's actually more to do. And if it's the last one, you don't need to queue anything else. So let me just make sure that I check this, because if like the test values that you pass on is just length 1, you still need to do this part. So yeah, I'll revisit that in a bit. Something tells me that I'm doing something wrong, but I'll revisit it in a bit. Let me first get all the things right. This will be q.clear. We do p1 probably also break. So I don't need to queue it here. I can just do the break and then it should be fine, because the next iteration will clear it. This one is also good. And then here we need to queue more. Actually, this just needs to be larger than 0. and I don't think it's ever an issue. Actually, I think I'm doing it too complicated. I don't need to have this first one in here. I can just take this from the values, right? Let me see. Because if I take this, I check, I queue this one. Let me just make sure. The total. The first time I start with this, yeah, that is fine. The total is just the running sum. I did this wrong. Okay, I'm confusing myself here, sorry. Let's make this sure. This is entry.total. I need to keep that one in here. This is the target, this is the current running total, and this is the next one, and we just need to take off one. So, larger than 1, and this is actually larger than 0. This should never happen, ideally, but yeah. That is fine, same here, except this one becomes null, like this. So this would let us, what do you call it? This should let us process the entire queue and see what happens. Did I set it to test? Yes, the test answer, let me put it in here. And then you sum up the total results there, okay. So test 1 is this. So P1 isn't an incrementer, it is actually plus equals test.target. I think this should already be it. Program, we need to move this 7. So keep adding options until we run out of options. This one processes it, it dequeues it. Yeah. I think this check doesn't even need to be here, because we only queue it if there is more to do. So let me see if I'm correct. I'm not. Okay. Let's step through it. Setting statement. Let's see, parsed. Did I do this correctly? I think so. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, let's see. So in our queue we have. Wait, what? Didn't I just? What the? Queue.append. What? This is weird. I need to enqueue, right? Queue.enqueue. Okay, never mind. Okay. So what do we have? 190. Okay, it gets one of them. The first one, it works. Did I do something wrong here? Okay, let's just add some debugging to make sure. Boom, 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 boom. Oh wait, did I say total? Yes, total, and this needs to be target. Entry.total, sum is target, yes, target. I'm confusing names here, so this would be test the target. Yeah, okay. So this should actually be test.target. Still does only one. Okay, let's see what I do here. Set next statement. So now I have in here 190. It has 10 and 90. Okay. So sum is 29. So we check. We can't queue anything else, so that is fine. The mul is this 190. This one is valid. Okay. Queue clear. Okay. Second one. Is this one of the... Yeah, the second one should also be fine. Okay. So let's see. Our logic is we have... This is our target. This is our value. We have two more. It's lower, so we do this. Our sum is 121. And we slice... So this one becomes... This should be just the two values there, right? Yep. So now the queue has this. Ah, I still have... That's the issue when you do that. I wonder why it doesn't warn about the append versus enqueue thing. Okay, now I have an infinite loop. Let's see. Yep, I have an infinite loop. Nice. Okay, let's step through it. Here. Null. Okay. It's going swimmingly so far. I'm still getting an infinite loop. Okay. Let's see. Null. Where does this target come from? 161,000. That's not... that's this one. Okay. It just takes forever, right? I can probably shortcut that to make sure that... That's an interesting one. Because here you can see, like, if you multiply all of these together, you probably... Do we even get to that number? 16 times 10 times 13. Okay. So we should also do a max just to disqualify early, probably, and not try everything. That's an interesting one. If entry dot values dot You don't want to sum, you want to multiply all of them together. And I've had this before because there's a... what's the easiest way to do this? Because I've had this before, you need to start out with the first one, but there is like a shortcut normally to I can just do long max is entry dot values dot first. I can just do this. Entry values that Like we can disqualify anything that doesn't reach the biggest range there. We can also just display that. Console.writeLine. The queue is not an approach I considered, so I'm interested in seeing where it goes. Yeah, it's just a different way of doing recursion without recursion, right? Skipping max via blah because maximum value does not exceed bloom max. Skipping entry total. Entry values. I still need to make sure that I know why the target, why this thing. Okay. So now I have two. So at least we can take some shortcuts here, especially when the amount of options grows. That will save some time. Still wonder why it was taking a long time here, so there's probably still a bug here that I need to work out, but so 2A3, just interesting. Because it's like this plus 90, but that's, am I going crazy? This plus 90. So did it do something else? It took this one. It said that 192 was correct. Okay, let me just check here. I just need to step through it here to make sure that I know what goes wrong here. Entry values, targets entry total. I already did the first one, so the second one should work, but let's go to here. It enqueued the first one with 32 with 81 there, so that's this one, the two values, and what did it say? It needs to be plus and equals, okay. So let's see, it has now in the queue 121. This is incorrect. Oh, shoot. I need to do test.values, not entry.values. That's a stupid mistake. That's why it kept going. That was also the infinite loop. Now it just works. Okay, never mind. So it's always the sloppy, silly mistakes that bite you in the behind, you know. Captain Coda just popping in to say hi. No spoilers for me. Hey Captain, nice of you to stop by and say hi. So part one is working. Let's run the real input. Ooh. first time where ints and longs bite you in the ass. So this will need to be split as int 64s. That's why we have that. And now we need to make sure that this one becomes a long, and this is a long, which is also fine. And then we probably still go over somewhere. So don't make me break out the big ints already, right? Boom, 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 boom. Previous years, because it would happen so fast, I would always start with longs everywhere right away. But yeah, boom. P1, it's a big number. Answer is too low. Okay, so do we underflow somewhere? It's interesting that we can skip a bunch. Yeah. C# guard from overflow. Checked. It was right. Checked thing. Yeah, checked. So I should probably need to do something like checked to make sure that I catch it if I don't. No, that's not it. Interesting. So once again, we arrive at a place where my test input works, but the real input doesn't. Slightly lower, but I get overflow exceptions. Check for overflow, underflow. Let me just add this. Yeah. Edit project file. I assume it's there. I don't get any errors. Let me see if it's the correct place to put that. Where are these defined? Was it in the right place? I assume it is, because I think if I do it here, it will give me an error, right? Yeah, okay, that's fine. So it was in the right place, but it didn't give me an overflow or underflow, so that's interesting. These are all longs, these are longs. Is there something wrong with my check? Let's not do this check. Let's run it first to see what the incorrect value was. Maybe I did something wrong here. Let me just make sure that I run this. And I actually get a different number. So yes, there must be an issue with my check. Okay, let's see. Too high. What the? How is that even possible? That is so weird. So my max check is wrong somewhere, which I find really weird. That narrowed it down. Yeah, there's only a small place to brute force it now. Hey there, Ryushinaka. Welcome, welcome. Sorry for butchering your name. Let me just see. Am I crazy? 775 times 543 times 32 times 3. I mean, the math seems to be mathing. So how is it that if I do this check, can anybody figure out why this happens? Because this is correct, right? I take the first entry, and I know there's probably an easier way to sum them up, but I figured, okay, let's just do it this way. I take the first one, I multiply each one of them. And I say if the sum of that, the total value is smaller than the target, we just skip it. And it does continue, so it moves on to the next one. So how is it possible that this check skips something that it shouldn't skip? I mean, the times ones shouldn't matter, right? 7 times 2 times 2 times 25 times 1 times 6 or 9 times 8 times 2 times 3 times 7 times 5. I mean, what is going on here? Could there be a 0 in here somewhere? Okay, if entry.values contains 0, that would be an explanation. Nope. And also it would list 0 here as the last value, so that's not it. This is so weird. there is no case where an addition can result in a bigger number than a multiplication. So, except when it's 0. No, when it's 1. You can add 1 to 1 and then multiply it. That could be it. Yeah. Let me see. That's interesting. Bool too small is false. Let's just do it like this. Too small is true. Let's not continue. If too small, console that right line. You thought this would not work, but it does. I always set a breakpoint here. Let's just figure it out because I'm curious. Boom. Okay. So what are the values here that it said are too small? So it would do 7 times. Yeah, that's exactly the case that I said. So the logic needs to be if v equals 1 max plus equals 1, else plus equals v. So if there would be a 0 or a 1, we do the optimal thing here, and otherwise we multiply it. And now this should never happen. Okay, that's better. And now we get the too high result again. So at least we figured out our check and why it didn't work. So let's note this here as well. If v 1, adding it rather than multiplication would result in a higher value. Okay, so that's the case. We have the test case fixed, so that is good. So we can still exit out early for stuff. Also exit early here if max larger equal break, right? Not that it's maybe the extra check does more, but that's not the issue that we're having. The issue is that it figures out that there is valid entries that are not valid. So how in the world do we do that? It's really weird. Let me read it again and see if there's something that I missed. The engineers just need the total calibration result with the sum of the tests. Oh, wait. The sum of the test values. Okay, no, so it's still the sum of those left values. Yeah, okay. So how is it possible that our test, it works on our test input, but not on the real input? Anybody have an idea? Because I'm a bit stumped. Especially since we got like a too low and a too high answer. I mean, I can understand the too low because we skipped a few that we shouldn't. But we fixed that. And even if we disable this, it works the same way. It just runs a bit faster. Any ideas? No? I mean, this still works, right? Yep. The thing is, Smab said he got overflow exceptions. Why don't I get any? So, do I want to do this? Could there be an issue there? But if there would be an issue there, I wouldn't get this close. There's something else that I'm missing, but I don't know what. Ah, you didn't get any exceptions in this puzzle. Okay, never mind. I thought you said before slightly lower, but I get overflow exceptions. You said that. Ah, that's what you mean. You have it set up that you get exceptions when there are exceptions that trigger. Okay, never mind. I misread, misinterpreted what you said. Yeah, I'm a bit stumped. I really don't know. Let me just also add like and long valid. Boom. Like this. Boom, 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 and then I can do boom, boom, boom. For each. Add left. Something like this. Let's put in the real one. The challenge is devious. It encourages certain kind of overthinking. Tja. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, cool. And my outputs in case anybody wants to tell me which ones. And let me also put in my, I know it's not meant to be publicly shared, but this isn't publicly shared. You can delete it after I'm done. Open in File Explorer. So if anybody has a way to validate and tell me which ones I'm wrong so that I can further investigate there, save some time, that would be nice. Boom, 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 boom. Smap says mine just worked, so it's hard to see what is going on here, but I use a different methodology. I figured I dump everything here in case somebody wants to check. So I list which ones I exclude because I think they are too high, and I think we validated that this is correct now, but who knows. And these are the ones that I say are valid, but apparently there's one in here that shouldn't be valid because the answer that I'm getting is too high. I mean, the logic basically, if I walk you through it, it's fairly simple. It takes the first value as the starting value because you have to start there because you only move to the right. You take the other ones as your options. So you take that first one, you take the total, which is 0. You try to the sum and the mul approach. So these are just two code blocks that are fairly identical except for their operator. So you try the addition. If you reach a target, it's no wait, this is incorrect because we need to exhaust the entire thing. I'm an idiot. This isn't correct because you can reach a valid answer before you exhausted all the values. Okay. And actually we need to make sure this one only if at the last number. First one isn't right. What do you mean first one isn't right? Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Like, if I hit the target, it's only valid if we used all the values, and I didn't check that here. So let me see if I run this again. Now we get a different number. This should be in between, and if it is, nope, now our answer is too low. I'll submit it anyway. Maybe I read wrong the previous time. See, no, it's still too low. Okay. Ba-dum-bum-bum. These two are not valid. Okay. Added. I should probably get the new list because this one exited too early. All the others are. Okay. thanks for that. Let me just make sure that I let me just make sure that I check here how long, what the length of the values is there, because I think I needed to have this check here, but now I'm doubting everything. If test the target equals this, let me put this here so that I can check this. Is that even in the file? Let me see. Were they in the thing that I sent to Discord? Let me check. No, wait. That word isn't in the input, so I don't know where you found that. Where did you get those numbers? They are not in the text file. Oh, do you mean all the entries from the text file are not valid and all the others are? What? So do you mean all these entries? No, that's not possible. This was just my input here, right? This was the ones that I said were skipping, and then I listed the ones that my program showed as valid. Let me see. So what I think is that there are some in here. That arrive here when test.values isn't one. So let me see. If test.values at count not equals to 1, I just want to catch this case here. Let's see if that happens. Yes. So this one is an invalid. This one should not be valid because we still have stuff to process. So the values here are 61 and 1. Let's see. This one also needs, because the last one here, I get it here, and as an example, Jakubek says, hello, how's the day? It's not going that great. It worked for the test input, but the real input has some caveats. So I managed to bung some things up that are wrong. So for this case, we enter here early. And this one ends up with the same value because the last times 1 is the same thing. But I had this smaller than, so I think this case I need to make sure that, just let me ramble. I need to make sure that this is the last one before I accept it as final. But I also need to make sure that I don't abort if we hit the target, because there could be another one, like a 1 at the end that makes this work. So yeah, let's see. I can do this. I enjoyed day 7 so much more than day 5 and 6. I hope that I can get to enjoy this. This looks better. I think this one is it. Finally. Woohoo! First star. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's recap what we did wrong. I had 2 bugs in my code. The first one, I accepted an answer when I hit the target, even when the amount of values wasn't clear. So I caught that early on, but there was still another issue. My exit condition, or my continue condition, had a smaller than, and I need to make sure that it's smaller or equals, because if the last one is a 1, you can multiply times 1 to still be valid. So in this case, having the smaller than instead of the smaller than or equal to filters out those few cases. So yeah, happy that I got it. Woohoo! Okay. Chew. I was starting to think we wouldn't get there, which is weird because the basic logic is correct, right? Well, minus the 2 bugs, of course. Let me drink my coffee before it gets cold. An hour for part 1, Jesus. This could have been like 10 minutes. Okay. But we're having fun, right? Right? Thanks everybody for keeping me company and keeping me motivated to continue. Let's see. Part 2. The engineers seem concerned. The total calibration result you gave them is nowhere close to being within safety tolerances. Just then you spot your mistake. Some well-hidden elephants are holding a third type of operator. The concatenation operator combines the digits from left and right inputs into a single number. For example, okay, the operators are still evaluated left to right. Now, apart from the 3 equations that could be made true using only additions and multiplication, the above example has 3 more equations that can be made true by inserting operators. Okay, that's fine. This is pretty easy now. Famous last words. But yeah, let's do part. I can just yoink this whole thing and do part 2 here. Because the only thing that we need to do is a third thing here, a third bit of logic. This one needs to be P2. P2. Combo. Dot toString plus that dot toString. And then we parse it as int. No, long dot parse. And now we probably go over the big end and might need something additional. Let's see. Oh, no, because all the targets, it would exceed the target. That is fine. So now we do combo, like this, blah, blah, blah. Combo and then combo. I think this should already be it. Let's put in the test case for part 2, like this. Yeah, that works. So now we can do false. A lot of answers here. That's a big number. Woohoo! Gold star for part 2. Okay. So yeah, this could have been a 12-minute stream. Huh. Okay. Yeah. It's always funny when it goes like this. So now what I want to do is refactor this a bit, because basically we can do we do a func int long op is boom sum val sum plus val, right? We can do a list of these. Ops is like this. And now we have the weird concat like this, because these are basically the things that we can do. So we have sum val, and basically we can do for each var op and ops. Long candidate is op, and this one becomes test total and first, and then we do all the logic here, and it's the same. If candidate equals target and we have nothing else to do, this one can be removed. Else is candidate is smaller or equal, blah blah blah. Candidate like this. Right, so this takes away all of this code. So now it should still work. Oh, did I break something? Did I break something? Let's see. What did I have? Yeah, I did break something. That's interesting. Okay, let's see. Oh, no, that doesn't matter. Let's see. What did I mess up here? Because for me these are identical. It's plus, it's times, and it's this. If we find our answer, we add it and we break. Otherwise, we queue it if there's more to do. Do we queue this more than once? Wait. There's an inefficiency here because I know, it's the... We need to do that because we have a branching path here. Yeah, never mind. Why doesn't this work? This is interesting. Okay, let me just remove this and make sure that it still works when I put it back, that I didn't break something else. That's why it's nice to have those tests there. Okay, so that works. Okay, so what did I do wrong? That's interesting to me, this. Because I figured... If I go back to the test, does it work for the test? I can do bool use ops is true. No, that's actually an issue with this approach. Okay. How? That's interesting. Let's just compare the outputs and see what happens if I do false here. Let's see, we skipped that one, we skipped that one, we skipped that one, we skipped that one. Wait. I don't write out the valids here, do I? Let me just make sure that I do that. Now let's do ops. Dun, 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 dun. I don't. Okay, I need to add the valid ones here. That's also interesting. I need to check out those. How is it possible that 6 times 8 times 6 times 15 Okay, my math there is wrong, so I need to check that as well. Okay, never mind. What was I doing? I get confused. I get lost in my own thoughts here. Let's see. There's a third gold star to this puzzle? No, no, there isn't. I'm just like, I want to refactor the code a bit and make it more compact and just figure out. I thought I did that quite easily here, but somehow I missed something, so I just want to figure it out. Let's see. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was adding the val this one. Let's see, the valid ones. Like this. So let me run it once more. So now it should spit out, okay, like this. So now if I compare, it says these last two are also valid. Why? Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. See, this one is, we basically need to have the last one right, because only the last two here it's the 192 and the 292 that it does here. Let's see. Mate says I had to go AFK. We'll watch the stream later, but I see 2 stars already. Nice one, congrats. Yeah. Hi Nineberry, welcome. Oh good, my recursive method works properly. I'm happy with the speed now. Nice. Nineberry says this one was unexpectedly easy. Yes and no. I made a few mistakes. At first I had a bug where I didn't, where I would already accept the answer even if there were more things to test. And I had my exit condition was too eager, so I won't only keep going if it was smaller than the target, but if the last one is a 1, you can multiply by 1 by so staying on the same value. So I need to make this like this, and that took me like an hour to figure out. So yeah, and now I was refactoring something, so I had like, okay, I'll just do these operations, and now I have another thing that I do wrong. So I'm just debugging my refactored code. Even though I have working code here below, I want to make sure that I figure out why this part isn't working because I just like to torture myself, I guess. This part I can skip. It's also boom. Should probably test just for these two values that are wrong. Also, it adds the same one twice. Ah, it adds the same one twice here. It's also interesting. I need to break there as well because I have two loops here. Bool found is false. So I need to do found is true. If found break. Okay, let's actually do this. Okay, now it works. Never mind. Okay, so now I can probably also go back to the real input. Yeah, okay, now it works. Never mind. Chasing my own tail here. So let's just get rid of this. Let's get rid of this because we won't care. We can get rid of this part. Boom. We just have a bool for found, like this. And now we can also apply this to like the first parts here. So we could put the operator logic here. We can remove all of this stuff here as well. Boom, 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 boom. Let's run it again, just to make sure that I didn't blow something up. Yeah, still works. I can get rid of this as well. Let's just clean it up a bit. And put valid, valid, valid. I can remove this bit here. Actually, I can still do that. I mean, this optimization was fine, I think. Let me see if it still works. No, okay. Oh yeah, because it told me that somewhere. Interesting. I should probably make sure that I test this case as well, because that used to work, but not anymore. Boom. So this is interesting. So I have a value here. Let's see. So we have 2 times 7 times 82 times 4, 5, 7 times 9 plus 1 plus 1. Oh, I'm an idiot. Because the biggest, for part 2 I can't do this check. Because we have another op here that makes it even bigger. because we have the concat here, so it's harder to determine what the best possible path is. That would be interesting. Nineberry says, were you not streaming on Twitch over the last days? I only saw you on YouTube so far. Yeah, I just decided to add multi-streaming. And Rashidi says, he's a groundhog, only shows up a few times a year and then disappears. Yeah, I only stream during Advent of Code, basically. I always make plans and I really want to do more, but it's just hard to justify even doing Advent of Code. So I just added a multi-streaming thing here and just added a second output to my OBS. I figured, hey, let's try it. I'm an affiliate on Twitch, so I can use my emojis here. So that's and I figured there are always people that prefer Twitch over YouTube, so I figured I just added that. Yeah. So if I have it, why not use it? For the 3 people that wants to see it. I actually have no idea how many people even watch on YouTube. I could check, but probably not a lot. Where does it even show? Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Twitch may also bring more people. Yeah, sure, but I used to use Streamlabs and have like the alert set up, and like if somebody would raid now or do something, I don't even think I get a notification. I still need to set up like a whole stream overlay and do all of that. But it's really busy always, so it's kind of hard to find time to do that. But I should probably do that. It's fun. You can do all sorts of fun things. And I used to have like wipes, etc. with my logo and fade between scenes. And streaming can be a lot of fun, but you have to put in some time to put on all the bells and whistles, you know. So let's see. I was refactoring a bit of my code here because I had all this duplicate code, and now I just check all the supported operations. And I realized that I can't do the shortcut here for this too small check, so I'll just remove it. I can do it for part 1 and shortcut it there. I will probably, the validation can be removed because I figured out all the cases there. So yeah, and I can also just not write this out here, and I can do continue to skip all of those. So now it would run a bit faster. So this is fine. Pretty fast, pretty okay. And what I can do now is just to put this logic here as well. I had the ops declared globally now. So what I can do is basically this part. This can also be my part 1. Oh. One level of nesting too much. Like this. I don't need to do the valid tracking. This becomes P1. So now I can just get rid of all of this code, and I need to actually do var P1 ops is ops is it like this? I think so, right? Yeah. So now I need to just do it like this. See, now it works. Okay. That's also how I did P2. I basically added, boom. I put this one as a third case in the original code, and then it just worked. And then I figured, well, let's just define the stuff that you can do, because the rest of the code is very similar. You need to check if we reach the end. Boom, 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 boom. I wonder if it's faster to make sure that we do this first. Count check might be faster than a comparative. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, that was day 7. Let's see what everybody else did. I have a Discord. I'll put the link on Twitch because it's in the YouTube comments, but for the people here, this is the Discord if you want to share your code. Yeah, that's fine. Boom. Let's see. The people posting. Let me just delete this actually. It's just noise right now. Boom. Let's see, day 7, SMAP. I think SMAP was the first one to submit. So let's read SMAP UK's code. Oh yeah, also for those that, I don't have it here. I can put it in the YouTube chat, twitch.tv/mkcss if you want to watch over on Twitch. So that should have all the links everywhere now. So yeah, let's see. Day 7 by SMAP UK. Load equations is basically input parsing. Could possibly be true. Operator count. Okay. SMAP says, give me 10 seconds. So you want to change something? Don't look at my code yet. Okay, I'll check 9 berries then. Let's see. Read all lines, to parse long. Does this one skip over the semicolon? Yeah, okay, so this just takes everything that it can parse as a continuous input, and so then you just take the first index as, okay. Yeah, I have something similar, but it just uses white space. Split white space as in 64s, so that basically takes any amount of space. That's for when they have it like all aligned. So it's optimized to parse white space stuff, but it might make sense to also have something like that. Because it becomes clearer, but I use my split by and then the as to just wrangle it into one type in a one-liner, but it doesn't really become much clearer. So let's see. Equations allow concat. Okay, so that's just an option. Where did you have the equations? Okay. Ah yeah, okay, that's all just the raw inputs basically. So the solver here is row where has valid combination, sum of E, okay. Yeah, it just adds the, yep. Has valid combinations, a priority queue. Why a priority queue? To make sure you take the smallest ones first or the biggest ones first? I wonder why you use the priority queue. Because like if you want to do the shortest path, okay. Is it faster to do the biggest ones first? Yeah, let's see. Luke sent me a message. He's at the IKEA. Let's see. It's certainly faster than doing smaller ones first. Okay. Let's see. Well, try DQs. I don't know. What I do is basically just branch out and do all the options going out. So I will do every operation. I start at the first one. I tell you the plus and the multiplication and the other one if it's allowed. And what I do is if Pum, 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 pum. I make sure that if we exceed the target, we don't continue there. But I don't. We could benchmark it, but I don't think there's any benefit to trying the biggest ones first. But no, maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. Well, try DQ. If it's larger, then we continue. Okay. Basically, if it's larger, then you shouldn't NQ it, right? Because you could save another step of like NQ, DQ if you just check if it's above the value before you NQ it. Let's see. So if you would check the outcomes here, put it in the variable check, and then you don't NQ and DQ. Let's see if it's the max index. If index is max index, sure. And also it, yeah, sure. Okay, it will break out of the loop if we reach the end. Okay. If allow concat to do NQ, okay. Screen share is bombed right now. Okay. What do you mean? For me, I have the YouTube open here, but not the Twitch. But let me say automatic 720p, 1080p. On YouTube, it's fine. Let's see, twitch.tv/nkcss. Let me see if, yeah, maybe I'm having bandwidth issues. Let me just set it to quality 1080p as well. Seems fine. Okay. Ah, 6 viewers, including me. Okay. Yeah, it could be that there is an issue with my bandwidth upload, but it looks fine on my end. So let's see. By the way, still this reads very, very cleanly, and that's something that I always notice about your code. It looks simple, which takes a lot of effort to make it look simple. And it reads really nice, and it's easy to follow. So, yeah, I like it. Code painfully slow. I'll revisit it later today. Nightberry says, I'll try adding the check before the NQ. Might make it a bit faster. But it's already under a second. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a small optimization. Because you can save on the NQ, DQ stuff. But it comes at an increased cost of a few lines of code and variable. But clean code. Not today, not for me. Yeah, I also had to refactor some stuff. And I tried to be smart with like this first check, this one here. And I should probably write a function that just multiplies all the values. But there is a trick to doing it, but I can't. What is like a simple one-liner to multiply all the values inside of a collection with each other? Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Mine was uploaded about 1 second after you pulled it up, so it's ready when you want to take a look at it. Yeah, I'll take a look at it after. It's okay. Well. Oh. What does this do? Is it the bit shift? Let's see, step 1, read the lines. It puts a value from stream into a variable. Okay. Let's see, read string line from file. Okay. In this case, string stream to infar. Okay. So overloaded operator. Ah, okay. Doing some kung fu C#, C++. You parallelize it. Nice. Some combiner. Test for valid result on operators. Okay. Yeah, standard library things use. Yeah. Okay. Allow third. Okay. This is hard for me to follow. Let me see. If allow third, if open phones. I have no clue what I'm looking at, to be honest. Can you explain a bit? Basically, I keep operators in bits of int. Each 4 bits is an op for 2 operands. Yeah, I'm having a hard time following this. I can see here. Like this is the part for the addition and the multiplication and the concat with then parsing. But this doesn't register with me. Let's see, the first 2 bits indicates op for log1, log2. Second bits are for log2 and 3. Yeah, but I don't even know what log1, 2 and 3 are in this case. So this is the value that should operands the input. Ah, okay. But this is actually the operand and these are the values, right? Like I said, just some ideas, not actually. No, it's me, not you. Don't worry. It just I have a really hard time following what's happening here because I can see like okay, you have the result and you increment or decrement it, but what like the actual logic is that happens here. I have an issue following it, but that doesn't mean that the code is bad or anything. It's something that's foreign to me, so I have trouble understanding it. So yeah, I wish I could say more about it, but I can't. It's above my it's tough for me to understand. But that's just because I'm not familiar with these kind of programming conventions in C#, C++. So, but thanks for sharing it anyway. So SMAP has his code here. So you support multiple ways of doing it, one recursive and one is force. Slow and recursive, okay. I wonder what the slow method is versus the recursive. Hey Richard, welcome. Did you do Advent of Code? I asked last time, but I didn't see you answer, so maybe you had to go. Have you had a chance to do some of Advent of Code this year? For those who don't know, Richard has been coming to my stream for a few years. He's an indie game developer as well and loves programming. So I think he also has a Twitch. No, he certainly has a YouTube. I'm not sure if he has a Twitch. I am in your lead. Something that I completely forgot. I have a private leaderboard. Your private leaderboard. View. Only done part 1 for today. Okay. Well, once I managed to do part 1, like part 2 was 2 minutes for me, but I can see. Do you want to share your code, by the way? I think the Discord link is in the YouTube description. So if you want, we can take a look at your code as well. Could possibly be true. I'm not understanding part 2 at the moment. Okay. Do you want me to go over it, or do you want to look at it yourself more? I'll look myself. That's a challenge. Yeah, that's true. Sorry. I just know I always get so frustrated when something eludes me, and I'm always happy to have people here in chat that might be able to help me. And he says, I'm using it as a chance to learn Go this year. Let me just pull up the chat here because it's behind my camera. So yeah, it's always nice to use Advent of Code to learn a new language, but it can be challenging. If you don't, if you want to ask questions later, I can try to help you as spoiler-free as possible if you want. Let me put this here. That's better. Let's see. It says think of add as 0, 1 mul. Okay, yeah, so the indicators for the operators, concat is that, and valid op is 11. Invalid, okay. Okay. I had a problem writing that more than actual code. Richard says, will do, thanks. Yeah, no problem, always welcome. My wife sends me a message. How long will you keep streaming? It's nearly 1 a.m., 1 p.m. here. So I think she wants to do lunch with the kids, so I can understand. So let's go through this and then round things up. I'll just answer quickly. Let's see. So okay, let's see. We have the operators here. Admul dot. Is there a reason why you do this instead of like long dot parse? Is that just a preference? SMAP? Let's see if equation values at count is 2. Sure. There's a joke on the page. The not implemented exception, but no, that's just good handling. Let's see. Trimmed split, sure. That's why I called the concatenation dot. Eric has a joke, but it's hidden by CSS. Okay. Richard says, catch you later, going to grab lunch, we'll watch it full stream later. Always appreciate it, and good luck on solving part 2. And enjoy your lunch. I will do the same in a bit. Funny seeing you here. I appreciate I'm going to find much down here. There's clues to the puzzle, but the best part don't even be in the source until you're locked up for real. Be careful. Yeah. So now I'm curious. It's one of those items that normally only shows when you finish everything. Every page has one. Not sure what you mean. Please tell me more. Let's see. Not null when true. What does this mean? Is that to indicate that try parse will be... No, I don't know. Maybe null and false. I haven't used those yet. Variable has a non... No, maybe no. So it's just this to help the debugger, the compiler. I missed what you were checking. Oh yeah, I just saw like you have the try parse here, and you have not null when true. So I was wondering, is like, what is the benefit of having this here, and here maybe null when false? So this pertains to like the result of this. So if this one, the result of try parse is true, then this string won't be null. But if the string is false, then this may be null. It's required by iPass, but it helps null checks. Okay, never seen it before. Interesting. The slow extensions. Let's see. Iterations math. Okay. To base string. So if you have nullable checks enabled, it will tell the compiler how to behave. Okay. Never encountered it before or used it before. But so much stuff to look into still. Basically, I try. Yeah. It's funny how you like encode a single char to indicate the operator, right? It's funny how everybody just arrives at different ways to do these things. It's funny. Fun. I would probably just put base number here again, but that's semantics. So what was the fast one? Let's see. Could possibly be true recursive. Result is based. Okay. Ah, okay. So you take the two-string version of the count of the operators there. So yeah, if it's 0, 1. So if you that's the way that you skip the third one here.
Yeah, so you could do like framework supported, like a hash set of those, and if it's either one of those, you just pass it in. Probably do a switch case here to just have it like the 0 and the 2, 4, 8, 16, and then you just pass base there, and otherwise you do this. Let's see. And Richard also shared his Advent of Code stuff. Let's see. Okay, my wife is happy that I won't be long, so let's make sure that I won't be too long. So yeah, if it exceeds the value, it breaks. Otherwise, that's okay. So this always just make sure that you run till the end. If you exceeded break, if you processed all of the values, you check the result and then you return. Yeah, that makes sense. It's in my library now as of an hour ago. Yeah, okay. Okay. Last one, Richard. Yeah. First do it on this. I wonder if you can split on like more as it accept a string, so you might want to do a space after here as well, so that you trim out that and use it as your split, so that you don't have to trim the other ones later. At least that's how I do it with my split by. I take advantage of having the space after in the split so that I don't have to trim what comes after. Let's see. Spam says with some more operations and supporting numerics of type I number. Yeah, I did that a while ago when I had to make some things some more abstract. So when you want to uh, do some new things with numbers and you want to add general support instead of specific number values, I number is cool, but it also changes. So you have to make sure that everything you do then supports it, and it can be a bit of a pain, but it's a nice way to do it. I've done it and I walked head first into a wall a few times with it. So, but it's you can do really nice things with it. Let's see, second split number, blah blah blah. This is still just input parsing. Calculate part 1. Loop through all the numbers with the plus, multiply. Okay, so this one just gets all the values for all the options. Part 1, total result, number array, return numbers, calculate this, yes, working number, sure, slices that contains. So then you check if out of all the things that were created, you match what you're looking for, and if so, you add it. Oh yeah, this constantly overrides, so that is fine, right? No, append. Will this become an issue? If it adds all the values, it will be an issue because you could arrive at a target number while you are still processing. So you probably need to make sure that you have like 2 numbers that you keep overwriting. Oh no, it says append. Okay, no, this just combines those numbers, so it overrides that. Or am I looking? No, wait. No, this adds the new one. So this, if this works like I think it is, that it just for everything that it adds, it just adds a new entry. Then you could have some false positives. Basically, you need to have the one that you can only keep the one where you arrive at the end. You probably need to. That might be an issue, but I might be missing some nuances in Go that makes it okay. Basically, you should only be able to return the values that you arrive at the last index and not all the working steps in between, because it could trigger a false positive. Yeah, curious to see how you fare with part 2. Let's see. You push code with a comma with operator virus. You have time. Hope it explains a bit more. I will have to do that later because my wife will be mad at me for not coming home for when I say I'll be there in a few minutes. So I want to thank everybody for keeping me company. Yeah, it's been fun. I should probably find out somebody to raid. Our Captain Coder is, I think I can do raid the Captain Coder, right? I think that should do it. It's a deep rabbit hole. There's a whole suite of those not null attribute that return from helpers to avoid possible null issues. Okay, let's raid him. I should probably turn off my stream now and then turn on the audio so that I can hear what he says. So yeah, thanks for keeping me company, and we'll see you